Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. Paul Jasson with you. Nice to be here as we begin our taping segment today. Just a beautiful day here in Lancaster and Fairfield County. As we get to this time of the year, they're cool, they're getting cold. We know fall's right around the corner, if not here already. Time changes out there, things happening this time of the year, so it would be a interesting time weather-wise as we move into this time of the season. So we're glad you could join us today, and we are downtown here at Fairfield Federal. First segment today, glad to have Clarence McCoy back with us. Clarence, welcome.
Thank you. My pleasure to be here.
Nice to be here. Lancaster Community Chorus, of which Clarence is the director. Their first concert of the season is coming up in a couple of weeks. It will be November 3rd out at the Crossroads Ministry Center out in West Fair. We'll discuss more of that later. But I think you've always gone to great lengths to come up with, I think, innovative and creative themes for the concerts, and all of them are different. There's never been any two alike along the way in all the years that you've been doing it and we've been talking about it.
Yeah.
But to me, this is about the most far out one I can remember. This is, it's perfect for where we are in
sure.
central southern Ohio. It's called Appalachian Celebration. It's a Lancaster Community Chorus, and again, it'll be on Sunday, November 3rd. We'll get into further details about that, but what kind of prompted you to come up with this theme?
Well, I'm very much a fan of this kind of music. I love string bands, that kind of the mountain music type stuff. I'm a huge fan of that. And then there's all kinds of, as I started working on this theme and looking at Appalachian music, there is such a wide variety of music in there. It's everything from old English ballads that have been brought over and kind of changed into the style that they sing in the mountains, to shape note hymns, to the barn dance music. There are all those different types of and it's just so much variety. It makes for a great concert, I think.
Well, of course, the Lancaster Community Chorus is a group that's been around for several years, and 80 plus members for the concert. I'm sure will be the number.
Yeah.
And again, you've always gone to great lengths, whether it's the Lancaster High School singers, chamber singers, or different groups with the boys and girls from Lancaster High School, or different groups have come in, handbells sometimes, other singing groups have joined the group. This year, or for this concert at least, it's a group from Zanesville, Ohio, which I had not heard of, but I think you're a fan of them, called the Wayfarers.
I am, yeah. We have done the guest artist thing throughout our 8-year history with the Community Chorus, brought in other groups to be a part of concerts with us, which allows audiences to get to know different groups that they may not know. Some of their folks may come to hear us, and our folks will get to hear them. And when I wanted to put this concert together, I knew I wanted to put some kind of bluegrass band, some kind of string band with us, and this was the first group I wanted to get. And fortunately, it worked out. So I've heard them many times. They're fantastic players, great musicians. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it was a good get. A group called the Wayfarers, and I guess their website is, you said it's the wayfarersband.com.
Yes.
So you can look that up and kind of hear some of the things they'll do. They're an interesting looking group. We'll see how they sound, but they're an interesting looking group, typical of playing the music. I mean, their instruments are representative of what they do, but they'll be the group that are your guest artists. So it's the Appalachian Celebration. What's your theme on the music then? Just
so
lots of things.
Well, that's right, absolutely. As I mentioned, there's such a large variety of Appalachian music, and so we're trying to include a little of everything in our repertoire for the day, as we try to do. We've put a large group of things together. We're going to do, the whole first half is going to be just the Community Chorus with a couple of instrumental things added in with us along the way. Then the second half of the concert is going to be the Wayfarers. They're going to do a set by themselves, and then we're going to come together at the end and do a few songs with the band with us, and I think all that's going to be fun. We start off with a piece that's actually the same name as the concert itself. The piece is called Appalachian Celebration, and it's a compilation of 3 different folk songs from the Appalachian era: Wildwood Flower, He's Gone Away, and Sourwood Mountain. All very different from one another, but a great mix of music. Then we took one of those I mentioned. There were English folk songs that have been changed into this tradition. We're doing one of those called "Black is the Color of My True Love's Hair," and this is just a really unique setting of this in that it's also kind of set sort of Dave Brubeck style in that it's in a 5/4 time, which is not
5/4?
something you would normally find in a string band set. Yeah. So I thought that was very innovative, and it takes that tune that is an Appalachian tune and sets it in that way. And again, I think that's something different for the concert and something nice. We also touch on a couple of shaker tunes along the way. The song that was used in Aaron Copland's Appalachian Spring, "'Tis a Gift to Be Simple." There was a setting of that was done by the King Singers. Very, very nice, light, delicate, great setting of that. Again, very different than maybe the traditional setting that we would normally have. And then another shaker tune that we're going to do is called "How Can I Keep From Singing," which just has these nice rhythmic effects going on and this swelling and backing away and great things like that. Then we're going to feature the women of our group and the men of our group singing songs by themselves. The men are singing a song called "Promised Land," which is one of those shape note hymns that I talked about. It's an a cappella setting of that, and that's going really, really well. And the ladies are also doing an a cappella piece called "Bright Morning Stars," another shape note hymn. And just absolutely beautiful. Where the guys is rhythmic and powerful, the ladies one is just a beautiful song, and for reasons that are probably obvious. Yes, we have the women do that and not the men. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll do that with break them down a little bit there in the middle, and then we're going to come back and we're going to do a piece called Chingering Chaw. The Chingering Chaw, the lyric is actually meant to denote banjo sound. And it's an old folk song that's been set together with that. Was used sometimes in minstrel shows, has been updated, and again was set by, mentioned Aaron Copland. This setting that we're doing is by Aaron Copland. And then a wonderful shape note tune, one I was not familiar with until I started doing research for this, called Idumea, and it was "And Am I Born to Die" is the name of the hymn, and it talks about Day of Judgment, and it's just got these wonderful, passionate effects in it. There's a place where it talks
Still
about
with that Appalachian
theme.
theme.
Appalachian theme, absolutely. It's got that type of melody that goes with it. But the setting that has been done for this, it's got the part where we're talking about the skies being in flames and all that, and it's just a very dramatic portion, a cappella mostly with fiddle added to it in places, and that's fun. And then we close the first half with one of those barn dance songs called "Old Joe Clark." And I understand Judge Clark may be there, and if so, we may...
I've already talked to him.
He's going to be there. Yeah, we may have to dedicate the song to
I
him
know
or
Joe
something
Clark.
like that.
I'm not sure this is
I'm not
old
sure
Joe
this is
Clark.
the same Joe Clark, but that's it.
He's pretty old.
So then that takes us through the first half, and then we take an intermission. When we come back, the Wayfarers play their portion, and then we're going to come together and do a few songs at the end. We're doing "Down to the River to Pray," which is an old
Perfect
Appalachian song,
that.
absolutely, which is going to work well. Then we are doing another old. We're doing "Old Dan Tucker," a really cool arrangement of that that's going to really feature the instrumentalists on that. And then we're going to close with the hymn "Will the Circle Be Unbroken," with them and us, and we're going to invite the audience to sing along on the chorus and all that. And that's going to be a great finish, I think, to the concert. It's going to be a great program with lots of variety.
Tell us about the process when you go through this. Is it a chicken and an egg thing? Do you have the music and you say, what kind of show can I get this in? Or do you come up with the theme and say, now I need a dozen songs that'll fit this theme?
It depends on the concert. It's different times. Sometimes I have 2 or 3 songs. I think I really want to do these. I'll come up with a theme, put that in there, and then I pick other songs around them. This particular time, I actually chose the theme first, and then just started whittling down all the music that was available to try and
lots out there.
Lots and lots. Yes. Yeah. It's always the way it is. There's always way more than we could ever possibly do, and I narrow it down to what will be a good program, I hope.
So then this is Appalachian theme. That's the kind of the genre of music. You come up with the songs, and now I say, okay, I got to get someone to be with us, whether it's singers or instrumentalists or both. Someone will join us. You came up with the Wayfarers. It was a good get. You were able to get them to be a good date with your group on Sunday, November 3rd. And then do you work with them on obviously they'll do a set and they can do anything they want on their set, but then on the things that you do with the group, do you work with them, or are there already songs out there that would fit both?
Usually the suggestions come from me. I give them the opportunity to say no if they don't want to do a particular one, but usually the suggestions come from me. I pick something that works for our group first, since it is our concert, and then try and make that work with our guest artists best we can. So, and that's always the way it's worked, and has worked out well so far. Yeah.
So it's a couple of weeks away, November 3rd. It's a Sunday out at Crossroads Ministry Center out in East Fair, right near the Lancaster Campground, if you're familiar with that area. Probably most of our viewers are. Tickets are available at the door, but there's probably a better way to do that.
Certainly is. It's better to get them in advance. Any chorus member, if you know anyone who sings in the Lancaster Community Chorus, they can get you tickets. You can go to our website, lancastercommunitychorus.com, or you can call one of our board officers, Joni, at 740-653-5207. Again, 653-5207, and she can make arrangements for will call tickets or to get you tickets in advance.
And so this is the first of 3 concerts.
Correct.
That you'll be doing for the 2019-2020 season.
Correct.
And even as late as Sunday, November 3rd at the concert, they can purchase season tickets, which will make which would make sense if you're going to attend them all.
Absolutely. If you're planning to come to all of them, the tickets are $10 a piece, so it would be $30. You can buy a season ticket for $25, so save $5, which is a pretty decent percentage.
Sure.
Of
out
that
of
price.
$25 or $30.
Yeah, absolutely.
This concert, the Appalachian celebration, the first one in the series for the new year, always a big crowd, and I suspect that as word gets out, and I see posters everywhere, they have one here, Fairfield Federal.
I saw that, yes.
Shane will be showing you one throughout the show here, and we have them. I would suspect that this is something that, with the Wayfarers, certainly could draw from the Zanesville area, maybe from southern Ohio below us, Hocking County, Athens County. We're getting, because we have singers in those areas down there. So it'll be interesting to see. It used to be you could go out to the shopping center and look at license plates and see where everything. You can't do that anymore.
No, that's right.
But I bet you there'll be people from other counties. This will be a more regional, perhaps.
I would believe that would be true, and actually all of our concerts do that to a certain extent. Our season ticket holders, I'm the person who mails those out, and it's amazing the geographical area that they cover.
You would see that.
Yeah,
you would see that.
There are folks from all surrounding counties.
All the concerts.
Yes, really do.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an audition group for the Lancaster Community Chorus. People each year, new people come and go. Some can't do every concert for different reasons, lots of different reasons. But 80 plus members, pretty strong group. This is one of I think, and there are lots of good groups in town that feature music, the men, the women, lots of good things. But this group has turned out to be a pretty strong singing group.
It has. We've grown rapidly, I think, both in numbers and in quality, and I think we're very proud of that, and it's a great thing that happens in our community.
Yeah. And again, we talk about that. For people that leave here, there used to be no way of coming back, and perhaps if you're in the music, either performance or singing or instrumentals, now there's 4 or 5 different groups, is the Lancaster Chorale, the Lancaster Community Chorus, Ham and Eggs, the Lancaster Men's Chorus, the barbershop group with the women, the Lancaster Fairfield County Youth Choir. They have young people. Lots of opportunities anymore for people that leave. If they want to come back, there are chances for them to do things.
Absolutely. And Lancaster Community Band, there are instrumental groups as well, and some string groups in the area. Just a big variety of things that you can do here in Lancaster if you want to be part of the musical activities.
Only got about a minute left. Boys and girls at Lancaster High School still strong, vocal?
Everything's great there.
You know the director there?
I do. My wife, Sandy McCoy, is doing a great job. Almost 300 students out there. Things are going good. One quick plug with the time we have left. Our next concert coming up in March is music of John Rutter. We're going to do a home and home in Athens and here with the Ohio University Choral Union. Be over 200 singers, plus brass and organ and percussion and all. It's going to be a great concert as well.
We know they're strong down there.
We do, absolutely.
They do a great job.
Details for that at LancasterCommunityChorus.com. All of that information
website,
is
and
there.
You can look everything up. Clarence, thanks a lot.
Very good, thank you.
It's the Lancaster Community Chorus presenting Appalachian Celebration coming up on Sunday, November 3rd, 3 o'clock out at Crossroads. You can go to their website, find out more ticket information. You can purchase them there. Get them ahead of time if you can. Avoid you a lot of standing around and kind of congealing there at the beginning to everybody trying to get in at the same time. So Clarence, again, thank you for joining us. Good luck at the concert. Thank you. We'll be right back.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome to the Green Machine. Like to be part of Green Machine, keep me busy, and it's also important that we do it together as a group, and we plow and plant, and we have lots of produce. We have tomatoes like one here, and gourds, cucumbers, squash, strawberries, beets, microgreens. We also have flower arrangement, and we also sell bags, those tote bags out of animal food bags, and we sell them out in the market, farmers market.
It's a special place that keeps people healthy by eating a couple fruits and vegetables. I always show people, first time they pick raspberries and green beans, I show them how to do it like they do it wrong. Picking raspberries and green beans is simple, it's easy for me. We're entering some things in the fair like pumpkins, the gourds were growing, and everyone likes them. Tasty.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. I'm your host, Paul Jass. I want to thank Clarence McCoy for joining us and chatting a little bit about the nice concert that the Lancaster Community Chorus will having. For the second part of this show, we'll be doing a little military things that involve the military, and then I was even looking ahead to next week's show. We'll be doing military things too. We'll talk about the upcoming Veterans Parade, and the celebration goes on just behind us here at over by the Sherman Monument behind us, and by the nice military park that's right there where everything has gone on. That'll be there, and then we'll also talk to about the Veteran Service Commission with Park Russell on that, so we're looking forward to that. freedomsneverfree.com is the website. That's
Yes.
gotten to be a pretty well-known thing for, 17 years are we talking about here?
Yes.
17 years, and just as Jeannie Ignash, she's the one that's kind of the co-creator and keeping everything involved in this. It's a pretty exciting time. This has all been going on for months and months now, and here we are a little bit a week away. That's pretty exciting now. I mean, it's crunch time now.
It's crunch time.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Not yet, but it will be.
Well, we got 9 days or something like that, so it'll
Right.
get there. Tell us about Freedom's Never Free. I was looking at one of the brochures, and I get Shane to pop that up there for you. It honors the brave men and women who chose to serve and pay the cost of freedom proudly and without complaint, recognizing veterans, military personnel, first responders, and their families. And the characteristics they like to honor are honor, integrity, strength, selflessness, character, loyalty, courage, respect, and duty. That takes in a whole bunch.
Yes. That's the characteristics of our military.
Yeah, and those are the ones you honor here. So it's coming up, Freedom's Never Free. It's October 30th, 31st, 1st, and 2nd. So it's over the weekend here, just a little bit over a week away down at the fairgrounds. And the schedule of events looks pretty neat. And I think to me, the most impressive thing is the flag ceremony, which will go on October 31st. That's the one I find most moving and the celebratory, and we'll talk about that. But it kind of begins on the 30th with this motorcycle escort of memorials coming in, and they'll be coming in down to the fairgrounds just a couple of blocks from here. That's going to be pretty neat to see.
It's going to be really exciting because this year we're actually coming from the staging area is the new Veterans Memorial downtown Columbus.
Oh, yeah.
So, and kickstands up at, I think it's 2:30. We're scheduled to arrive at the Lancaster Fairfield County Fairgrounds at 4.
So this was Vets Memorial. You were talking about the new Vets Memorial.
Yes.
Have you been there?
No.
I haven't been there yet, but I heard it's awfully nice. I know when they had
Yes.
I'd like to have gone to the to the opening celebration of that a while back, but I like the old one. But the new one must be something to see.
I've heard some amazing things about it.
Yeah.
So anyone who's involved in the escort, if they want to go through Veterans Memorial, they can just arrive early and make plans to go through it then. But I want to say also that the escort isn't just motorcycles. We have a troop of Jeeps that are going to be involved, and
Real Jeeps.
Jeeps. Jeeps. And then we have just regular people who want to be a part of the escort, but those vehicles will be in the back. But it's always exciting to even be in the escort, and if you can't be in the escort, that's okay too, because it's exciting to welcome them in as they come through into the fairgrounds.
Well, it's freedomsneverfree.com. You can find all the information you want about that. But what was the reason you kind of got involved in this and got it started those many years ago? What were the reasons that drew you to this?
I was actually listening to the song "Freedom's Never Free" by Phillips, Craig, and Dean, sitting at church one evening. I also lead a signing team and was getting ready to teach them that song. And I was looking out the window, and I just kept imagining the whole parking lot being filled with military stuff. And my dad was a career Army, and he actually passed away of ALS, which was a result of Agent Orange. He came to every Freedom's Never Free until the last 2 years when he couldn't. So, and he was all about God, country, and family.
As many career soldiers are.
Yes.
So it's Freedom's Never Free. It's the weekend of October 30th, 31st, 1st, and 2nd, coming up in just a little over a week here. It's all down at the Fairfield County Fairgrounds, again, just a couple of blocks from here. And I was looking at some of the events in no particular order. There's the traveling memorials to wars and conflicts. You have a USO dance going on. The flag retirement ceremony, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Missing man table, you've got displays, guest speakers, kind of anything you want to know about this whole deal, it's available there.
Pretty much. We just ask anybody who's involved to make sure that whatever displays they're setting up, if they're not military, to make it patriotic and to give our veterans and first responders and military discounts if they have something to offer.
Sure, that's nice. So it begins again with the the arrival of the escorts and the memorial coming in, and that'll be on October 30th. And then the 31st is when the things really start happening. It's the opening ceremony, followed immediately by the Field of Heroes and the posting of the colors. And again, I find that to be the most moving thing that you do down there, at least personally for me. And tell us what that's all about.
So the Field of Heroes, anybody can sponsor a flag for a hero if you don't know a hero, somebody who has been in or is in the military or first responder. You can do that from our website, www.freedomsneverfree.com. And the Field of Heroes is to honor those who have and are still serving. They don't have to be deceased, but if they are, a flag can be sponsored for them also. Our Field of Heroes is done a little differently than most, because what we do is we ask those who sponsored a flag and invite them to come and post the colors. So we will have yours truly here, being our MC there, and he will be announcing the name on the flag.
And the rank.
The rank and the branch of service.
Yes.
And then whoever sponsored the flag comes up, takes the flag, and then they go and post it. Sounds very simple, and it is, but it's beyond emotional.
Yes. Yeah. And that's not necessary. If you, for example, wanted to give a flag in somebody's honor that has passed, or even around today, if you chose not to do that, you have people there that will post that flag. But I think if there's somebody there in the family or some body that knows this person and wants to do it, you encourage that.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. But again, like you said, if there's nobody there to post the flag, we do have designated people to post those flags.
And give me a sense of the numbers of that in the past years.
I think it's 200 or more.
It's a large amount, and kind of the neat thing is you do this kind of in what is the parking lot of the fairgrounds, closer to Columbus Street, right there,
Right.
and those stay up all weekend.
They're up
There are
until-
lights, there are people around, guards, there are people
Yes.
that nothing happens. So once it happens at whatever time on the 31st, it's there the entire weekend, and you can actually drive a car in, you can get out, look around, take pictures, all that's available.
Yes, and we encourage that.
Sure.
That the rank, the name, and the branch of service are on the banner side, the white side of the flag for each hero.
Now, do the families get those flags, or how does that work?
No, we actually keep them, and
Okay.
we put them out year to year.
Okay, okay. So again, that's the 31st. So that's, and again, they're encouraged to post the colors of someone that perhaps they're involved with there. And then November 1st is USO Dance. Tell us that.
Well, that's a whole lot of fun. We have the Nostalgics. It's an 18-piece.
Always a great group.
Yes,
Oh,
18-piece dance band, and they bring it. Every year they bring it. We have folks that just go to watch everybody else dance, and then we have folks that go to dance
where's this?
at the Ed Sands building in the fairgrounds
Yeah.
here in Lancaster.
And it's a fun time, again, whether you want to get involved or not.
Right.
And then you encourage some proper dress or something like that.
We ask people, and they don't have to, but we ask them to dress in the era that they want to dress in, whether it's the 50s, the 60s, the 80s, it doesn't matter. It's always a lot of fun to see what people dress up.
Oh,
and
sure.
with this being, Halloween weekend, it's kind of appropriate.
Sure.
More appropriate.
Jeannie Ignash, and she's the head of that Freedom's Never Free organization, freedomsneverfree.com. You look that up, just use your search engine, you can find it that way. So that is on the 1st, November 1st. Is that Saturday night?
That's Friday night.
Friday night, okay. And then November 2nd, which will be the Saturday, is the appreciation ceremony. What's that entail?
Well, that entails a whole lot of different things. Starts out at 9 o'clock in the morning. We have an active shooter training class put on by the Columbus Police Department. I work full-time, and in my job, I'm required to take an active shooter class every couple years. So I've had multiple active shooter classes. This is the 3rd or 4th year that we've brought this guy back. He does an excellent job. It's the best active shooter class I've ever attended. It's very sobering. Anybody, any age is welcome. Anyone under 18, we ask that a parent accompanies them. There's some videos that he shows. There's pictures that he shows of active shooter incidences across the states. And he will tell you, this is what they did, and this is where the bodies were found, and what should they have done. And he brings such a eye-opening experience in that class that you find yourself looking for the things that he brings to your attention wherever you go after that.
And you hear that a lot, that when a bad guy does some bad things like that, oftentimes it's somebody with a weapon, a good person, that kind of, no matter how bad it is, it could have been worse kind of situation.
Right.
At least there was somebody there. So just be ready. I guess that's probably what he's telling you.
Yes, and at 12 o'clock there's a flag retirement ceremony. Anybody who has a torn or tattered flag, please bring it so that it's retired properly.
Okay. So it's Freedom's Never Free. freedomneverfree.com would be the website. Really an honor to all first responders, military, past, present. Lots going on. It starts the 30th with everything coming into the fairgrounds. Do we know time on that yet?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock on the
Yes.
30th. Then on the 31st, things start happening. The ceremony, opening with the Field of Honors and the posting of the colors. The first is the USO dance up at the Ed Sands building and the other side of the track, kind of where everything starts on this, and it ends up in the posting of the flags in the parking lot down there. November 2nd, Saturday, is the appreciation ceremony. Big weekend planned,
Big
maybe
weekend.
number 17 for this. getting bigger each year.
Yes.
It's an impressive ceremony, and even if for some reason you can't make it, try to go sometime during the weekend and drive through there and look at all the flags, even if it's just on Columbus Street as you drive by the backside of it. It's worth seeing over there. Jeannie, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Best of luck on I hope it's good weather on the weekend. That's always the key.
Me too.
Freedom's Never Free with Jeannie Ignash. Thank you for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fairhope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Frankie Smith Funeral Home.